emergency?
I need to report an accident. It looks like people are hurt.
All right, where's the accident at?
It's at Fairchild and at Wild Court. Fairchild? It looks like there's someone on the ground. I don't think they're moving.
Okay, it's at Fairchild and where?
It's Fairchild and Wildcat Court next to the high school.
Okay, next to the high school. Okay, and you said there's injuries?
It looks like that, yes.
Okay. How many cars are involved?
I believe 2.
All right, can you tell the color and makes of the vehicles?
Not at this time.
Okay. Were you involved in it?
No. Can you guys please hurry?
Yeah, they're en route out there, okay? The police department and the fire department are en route, okay?
Okay.
Okay, can you tell what kind of injuries there are?
No, but it looks like there's kids, and I don't know if any of them are moving right now.
Okay, the police and the fire department are en route, okay?
Okay, right. Thank you. Please hurry.
You're welcome. They're on their way, okay? Wilmington Zone 2, accident with injuries.
5112.
5112, 1050 PI by the high school. Fairchild and Wildcat in front of the high school. 2 vehicles, says there's injuries.
Yeah, 5112 is going to be en route.
5112, 10-4.
Wilmington, the report of an accident at Fairchild and Wildcat by the high school. Fairchild and Wildcat by the high school. The map page is 30.
Okay, what do we got here? 16-year-old.
How many beers do you have tonight?
What?
I wasn't drinking. It smelled like a brewery. You're not even drinking, kid.
Unresponsive.
How long were you at the party?
How's your breathing?
Sounds are diminished.
She finished.
Couple hours.
She breathed
Who
in
were you
her
with?
shallow.
I was with my
Go
friend.
ahead and serve baby
Who's your
first.
friend?
Like she's got a turn fracture.
Open
What
fracture.
was she drinking? I know everybody in town. What was she drinking?
Week 6 over 4.
We don't give IVs in place.
There's on your car, pal.
How
did you get in the car?
Any fib on the
You took her home. Why were you taking her home?
She's definitely got everything. Ready for your shot? For the pediatric meeting. I'm clear.
I was drinking. I didn't get behind the wheel of a car.
Resume CPR.
What was she doing?
Get the
She doing
epi,
any
get the
drugs?
atropine.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. What was
We notify her
Well,
family.
Family was notified.
Well, whose weed was in the
Okay, good.
car?
Weed.
Yeah, weed.
CPR?
Weed. The weed in the car.
That
Weed
needs it.
found
Keep
it.
it.
Yeah.
Prepare to
Weed
shot for a
found the
second
car.
time.
Who's
Get
that?
the blood products ordered. Everybody
Who
clear.
owns the car? Who owns the car?
It's my mom's car.
My mom's car. You might as well lose your car. How about that?
Atropine.
That made me hit me. What about her? We're worried about her, not you. What
Not
about
looking
her?
good.
What was she doing? How much alcohol she
She's
had?
got injuries to her
This is
neck. She's
medical
got
stuff.
blood in
They
the
gotta
ear.
know. What's on the
Body
car?
to her
I
right
don't know. She might have been drinking.
She might have been drinking. You weren't totally blind. Come on.
What's
You
happening
didn't
with
get
her?
drunk till later on.
What's going on?
How long did it take you to get drunk?
I don't have it. Can we lift
Yeah,
this?
go ahead. Fine.
No heartbeat. Time of
Where?
death?
Huh?
4:10.
How long were you there? How long were you there? How many beers did you have? Huh?
What happened?
She didn't make it. We did everything we can.
Stand up. You have a right to remain silent and say a right can will be used after the
We heard a lot about mercy today, and it is an appropriate item to consider in any sense. You know, I wish we had been thinking about mercy the day we lost our 15-year-old and our 17-year-old dead on the pavement. One actually, I guess, made it to the emergency room. It was dreadful out here. We can't bring these young people back, so now we're stuck with cleaning up the mess, and it's a mess. Mr. Smith, you're like a standard 17-year-old, except that you have all the promise and all the opportunity in life. You now understand under the most painful circumstances in Illinois, a 17-year-old is an adult in the eyes of the criminal law. And you have to go to the penitentiary, and you will go to the adult penitentiary at Stateville no matter what I go today. no matter how much mercy I find for you. It's very difficult to forget that you were 0.15 on your BAC, blood alcohol content, almost twice the legal limit. You must have had a ton to drink that night. I've seen higher, but that's plenty high. And I guess particularly disappointing is because you were injured in the crash, you have your blood alcohol content, you had a lot of doping too, a lot of marijuana. I find that particularly problematic. That by itself would have made you guilty of DUI. But if you think I forgot, I didn't, and neither did the probation department. A little over 2 years ago, I gave you court supervision down the road in the Wilmington Field Court for possession of marijuana. And I remember, because you were already a rising star on the football team. You promised no more dope. So I remember talking to you about your dreams. You promised. What kind of football player smokes a bunch of dope, gets drunk, and collects the car? And I know you can say, I was trying to take the girl home, Judge. There's no place in Wilmington that you couldn't have walked, or better yet, called your parents, and honest enough to face the music that you were drinking. She'd be home, and you'd be home. This all wouldn't be happening. 17 years old. And I heard you, Mr. Fisher. I know Northwestern University gave this young fellow a full-ride scholarship. Everybody in town is so proud. In fact, I heard about it up north. I was proud. A young fellow made good. It would open all the doors in life. That scholarship's worth $250,000. And not just one of the best universities in the state, in the world. The whole world was yours. It's gone. I regret to inform you, you will not be going to Northwestern University in the fall or any other university. Not for a long time. Halfway point between 6 and 28 is 17. I am going to show some mercy. I'm going to reduce it down to 15 years in the penitentiary. Anything else would unfortunately encourage your friends that this is a walk in the park. You have to serve at least 12 years, 9 months. So if you go to Northwestern, it'll be on your own dime. It'll be in your 30s. I'll have some further comment for you in just a moment. Ms. Jones, you have a more interesting situation. There's not a blemish on your record. You're 37 years old. You had your children young. You married young. You were married to a nice man, and he died. I get that. You chose not to remarry. You never asked for a dime from your family. You never asked a dime from the government. You took on 2 jobs. You supported your kids. You went to night school. You built a career for yourself. Everybody in this town loves you. You're like the mascot. You find time for the Rotary. You find time for the March of Dimes. You find time for things in school. The last line of your last paragraph, this pre-sex investigation. And you have time to throw drunken teenage parties for the kids. This is the 3rd one this year. And I know people in this town had to know about it, so people are turning the other way because they loved you. They didn't want you to get in trouble. Everybody decided to look the other way. If somebody had called the police, if you had known about this, maybe we could have dealt with it. There's no way you couldn't have known. So I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what small defect in your character comes out that you have to be the party mom, you have to hang out with the kids. Indication here is you even bought some of the alcohol for them. Not only provided your residence to allow them to party, and the kids are gone. And your kids are just the same age. I don't know how you couldn't have known. No, Mr. Fisher, probation would deprecate the seriousness of the offense. She cannot get probation. She has to go to the penitentiary. And the number one reason is A, she should have known. B, she was in the best position to prevent these deaths. And C, not unimportantly, I've got lots of other party moms in town. Lots of other dads, too, that want to be their children's best friend and don't want to be parents. So this is the message from the court system. I don't want any more dead kids on the pavement. None. So the parents are going to live up to their responsibilities, but when something bad happens, they're going to go to the penitentiary. When you get out of the penitentiary, and you should get your good time, it could be as little as 6 months, even though I've sentenced you to 2 years. You're going to owe $10,000 in fines and costs. And I realize that the bill collectors have their hands out too, but hopefully the insurance will cover some of it. I want to make this clear to you. Both of you are going temporarily to maximum security penitentiaries I'll start the remand process now. You can take them into custody for purposes of remand. And man, you're going to Stateville. That by far is the worst penitentiary in the state of Illinois. You're not tough enough to go to Stateville. So I'm issuing a letter of recommendation to the head of the Department of Corrections that you be transferred at their earliest convenience to a medium security penitentiary. She'll be there for about 30 days for classification and orientation. I don't expect you to let me down again. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jones, would you please also stand?
George, can I interrupt you? I'd like to make a motion on behalf of Brandon Smith at this time. I'd like to have a contact visit with his parents before he demanded into custody.
I would have to compliment you. You have been a marvelous advocate on behalf of your client. You've done everything you could and the weekend. It still takes my breath away. I know you have to ask. So let me just put it this way, Mr. Fisher. I've got two parents and 2 dead children. If you can arrange for a contact visit between the dead children and their parents, I'll give you the whole day between your clients. Can you do that, sir?
I cannot, Judge.
The motion is respectfully denied.
Thumbs up.
Ms. Jones, as they're taking the young man into custody, you can look at him. He's going to the penitentiary apart from what you did as well. You've got a lot to live with. You've got a lot of good in your life. I don't balance between the good and the bad that people do. I sense them for the bad. I have taken into account a certain amount. The problem is, due to the funding problems in Illinois, you're going to one penitentiary, the maximum security penitentiary for women. And based on that recommendation, I don't expect this ever to happen again. Are you and I clear?
Yes, sir.
I think the lady in the custody.
Yeah, that's right. Thumbs up.
Nothing further to be had or said. Court's adjourned.